Guess who's back? Back again. I can't believe we're making this video. If you can read the title of this video, and this video is live, you know what is about to go down. You know what it is. Hi everyone, it's been a little while. My name's Sian and I am back in my YouTube era. I have had a little complex relationship with YouTube because I love it, but I also haven't found something that I can consistently show and take along in terms of like a storyline. And of course in 2024, which I'm sure the bulk of you will be here from, with my run challenge, so 10k every month over 12 months, which was a fun little journey. I am really happy to say that we are back on YouTube and we are back running. As we are in 2026 right now, let's just rewind just a little bit. So 2024, I did my 10k challenge every single month. And then over 2025, I've really not had any running goals, but I've just been trying to stay as consistent as I possibly physically can, alongside other types of training that I had been doing over that period as well. And I really enjoyed just fully taking the pressure off my run training and using it as just like an outlet to just get outside, clear my head, listen to some really good music, and just trying to be a little bit more consistent over the week space rather than thinking about training to run a distance or to enter a race, etc. So now, pulling us back into the present, it is now 2026. We're currently in March, the end of March, almost April, this week coming up. And I've decided in 2026, I want to try and aim for the distance of a half marathon. I can't even remember how long that is. Is that 13 miles? 13.1 miles? Something like that. Anyway, I have ran a half before. It was a long time ago now, possibly even pre-COVID. I can't quite remember, but I've done a half twice. It was definitely pre-COVID because I was still in uni at the time. Gosh, that would have been maybe 2018. I did my first half marathon and I didn't ever train for it. I did a couple of runs and then just went for it and I finished it. I didn't do amazingly, I would say. I just ran the thing and got the medal, I would say was my attitude at the time. And then from that point, I was like, right, I want to do this every year. And again, I think I did it the following year. And I also tried to do, or did do, the metric marathon, just a little bit longer than the actual half marathon, and that one killed me off, and that one really hurt my relationship with running. I didn't run for a long time after that, but we fast forward to now, and I really want to document the journey to half marathon, just because I am really an average runner. I'm a very slow runner, and I like to have that kind of accountability side of it. And one thing I really took from my 2024 run challenge that I set myself was that this platform of YouTube, or videoing what I'm doing, was so lovely to look back on, even just as like a memory bank of, you know, a moment in time, which was so lovely. And I really want to do that again. Currently it's Sunday. It is Sunday, the 29th of March. And the reason I wanted to get the camera on, because I'm going to be planning a loose training schedule. And what I mean by that is, one thing that I've learned about myself is that if I'm like all or nothing, it has to be this distance, or it has to be this type of training, or whatever it is, it really puts me off. Whereas if I have a rough guide of what I'm gonna do, or what I aim to do within that, whether it's a distance, whether it's an amount of time running, whatever it might be, if I have a loose guide to aim for, that way it takes less pressure off me. And I'm trying to think of it more of like as an intuitive type of approach to training, where I can allow for a rubbish day to happen. I can allow for the weather to be really rubbish outside. I can allow for when my body isn't feeling its best at that moment in time, and I can still be a bit more fluid with what I'm trying to achieve as this longer term goal as the half marathon distance, if that makes any sense at all. I want to kind of plan in terms of what training we're going to be doing, and then I'm just going to take you along. My goal, I'm not putting a time on it. It's not like it has to be done within 4 months, 6 months. I'm just going to allow it to happen and hopefully do it eventually. I'm going to build on like the consistency and the habit side of it before moving on to things like the distance and the speed and etc, you know. So I'm kind of gonna do this in phased blocks of training, and again, very much just kind of tuning into my body as we do it, just to make sure I don't burn myself out, which I've definitely done before, and to not hate running, because I don't want to hate it. I've learned to love it, and I want it to continue that way. So if that long-winded introduction sounds like something that you might want to follow along with, please do. I'd love to hear from you and what your run goals are and what you guys are doing, because I know for a fact that you guys are all probably more runners than what I am. So I need all the tips, and especially for reaching for this longer distance, any help would be very much appreciated at this stage. So with that being said, we're going to crack on with a week. Let's cut to our first half marathon training session. It's actually hard to get it in the middle. Please tell me that worked. It is Tuesday today. I know myself so well because I am already feeling like, as I said before, it is one of them days where I finish work and I don't want to do anything other than nap, and I don't even nap. So that just tells me everything you need to know. We're here, we've showed up, we're at the running spot. My current running, well, it's been my running spot for quite some time now. And we're gonna get things done. So in terms of structure for these runs in the week, I'm gonna aim for 3 sessions. The first one is gonna be like a regular get out and go kind of energy. So not super long in distance, but thinking about like not fast because we don't do fast here anyway, but kind of like, you know, like a push-in tempo, do they call it? You can tell the terms are technical. We're going to do that for our first session. For the second session, it's going to be thinking about speed or speedier, thinking about intervals and things, trying to keep it a little bit more dynamic and not just running for the sake of running, if that makes sense, because it can sometimes feel like that for me. And then the third one, of course, we're thinking about distance. So we are going to be trying to push on the distance front, kind of a longer, slower training. So today I'm gonna go for session 1, which is just kind of get out and go. My usual route along here is around 6 kilometers, and I do it quite often actually. It is a regular on the Strava for me. So we're just gonna stick to what we know for today. It's phase 1 of building the habit. That's what we're going to call this series. We're building consistency. So that is the aim for today's session. So we're going to get out and go now. Get the playlist ready, because we can't do a tempo session and it not be to a good playlist. So the run mix is on. We are ready. I've just done a little bit of a warm up, but I don't run to warm up. I kind of stretch and do mobility stuff. We're gonna take this first little bit easy. We're along the river today, so we'll go easy up to the top and then we'll see. this is humbling. I'm probably about just over 2k in, all the way up the river. It was headwind, and it really takes your breath away if you can't tell. I was just trying to keep a steady pace as possible at that point, but it's quite sheltered here at the moment, so just trying to keep going. But it is humbling. I think it's been maybe about a week and a half since I last ran, so I can feel it. The tiniest hill of this whole route, but I always tell myself if there's one rule, we don't stop on a hill, but we can stop after the hill. So just getting my breath back and we continue. I wish I could be one of these people that look good when they run, but I'm not, and I've accepted that. We are just over 4.5k. I'm feeling better than I was a while ago. However, John Newman, Gimme Your Love, is the soundtrack of today's run. What an absolute vibe that song is. When you get the mustache. It literally just seems like it's me in the world that looks and feels like this after a run. Take one, training one of the week is finished. I actually felt good, apart from that bloody wind on the way up the river. That really took my breath away, and I feel like that wasn't perhaps what is going on here? Wasn't the best way into the run, but after that, when it was more sheltered and things, it felt much better. It was a nice time to go out. There was lots of people, like commuters and stuff, because it's quite industrial, like lots of factories and industrial units around this route as well. But runners and cyclists, and everyone's so lovely, like they always let on and kind of smile, or like, you know, the nod, not a wink, a nod. The sun has recently come out as well in the UK in the past few days, so it's definitely going to be coming up in temperature as we go through the series, but the bright days are lovely. That was training number uno in the bag. After a run when your feet are sore and the clutch, it's the worst bit by far. The last thing I'll say about training number one and the rest of this series is that sweaty bodies, red faces. 1 second. As I was saying, for normalizing red faces, the white mustache that I get, it's part of the process, and we're not supposed to look good when we exercise. Can we just stop that? We're supposed to look like we're, you know, challenged, and it's not supposed to be easy, you know? I will see you in the next one. Not the next one, as in the next training session, but you already knew that. It is session 2. Today is Good Friday, and I mean, all Fridays are Good Fridays, to be honest, but it's Easter weekend and I'm making the most of being off work today. We're gonna get in our second session I have had quite a slow, lazy morning, so it's 11 at the minute, and I haven't eaten anything, but I really didn't want to eat. I really don't feel, my body isn't telling me that it needs food, but today we're gonna do our interval session, and I'm just nervous that I'm gonna flag quickly with this one, but I'm very much looking forward to this because I've done this session quite a while ago, but it was really good because I favorited it in the app. My watch is a Polar Pacer Pro, I believe it's called, and this was a gift, a very, very thoughtful gift, which came after my 10k challenge. So I've been using it for just over a year now, and it comes with all these kind of programs and things, and the one that we're going to do today, we're going to warm up to zone 3 for 10 minutes, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intervals, so 5 minutes working time between zone 4 and 5, and then a 2-minute zone 3 break, but just trying to bring the heart rate down. The interval sessions are the one that scare me the most, just because you've just got to keep going. Obviously it's constant, you've got to keep working until it's finished, so wish me luck. Let's do it. I fully just tried to film a little bit and drop my phone, and this is what happened to the camera. So it's such a good job that I had the protector on it. We're all good. The phone, the camera is fine, but that did just panic me slightly. So we've got a 10-minute warm-up, and then we're going to go intervals. Let's go. This is definitely the hardest part, is trying to just be intentionally slow. I know it's only a warm-up, but and then we can go all out with the actual intervals themselves. 20 seconds before the first one. Let's get it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Number 1 in the bag. I feel okay actually. The river is the same today with the wind, so I'm out of breath, but we're good, we got this. Number 1, done. 4 more to go. Number 2, done. The 5 minutes are feeling quite fast in a minute, so that's a bonus. Down. I think today's song of the run has to be, I don't know, I feel like there could have been like 3, but the one that got me through towards the end, definitely good times. I think she's called Ella Air, or Ella Air, we'll go with that, I'm pretty sure that's what she's called, and it's called Good Times. On this Good Friday, so this is the life. Intervals in the bag. Oh, I'm actually really glad that went well, because I do dread those interval sessions. Right now I'm gonna go to the gym because it's en route. It's a sauna session today. because if you haven't already noticed, it is absolutely hair wash day. We're gonna have a quick stretch, sauna, and then breakfast. I'm just having a look at what we actually did in that session. So it was 50 minutes. We did 6.8 kilometers, which is actually a little bit further than I was expecting, you know. I'm really happy with how training has gone this week actually, because I did dance on Monday and then Tuesday run. Wednesday we did gym, which felt really good, but I'm only just feeling the DOMs today since Wednesday, and it's Friday today. What I'm planning to do over the weekend is my long run on Sunday, and I've really been loving just doing like mobility stuff and just really like dedicating like a good 45 minutes to an hour to just mobility, and I've been doing that probably since the new year, and my body feels so much better for it, you know, just really focusing on stretching it out and, you know, doing the things that are really easy to ignore sometimes, and even like fun, like random things like headstands. So I'm planning on doing a little mobility in the morning on Saturday, and then Sunday will be long run day. Let's get it. This week has gone very well, very, very well. What a great start to this little series of mine. I will catch you on Sunday for our long run. It is Easter Sunday, and I've left this a little bit late in the day to be trying to do my long run, and I'm really not feeling today. I've had the worst news this weekend. My cycle's just started. To top it off, we're going to do our long run, and I'm really hoping that this is going to help to just kind of clear my mind and set my mood up. It is what it is. These days happen, and this is what I literally anticipated just at the start, literally a week ago today. This is what we deal with. Life gets in the way sometimes, but we've got goals ready to be crushed. On that note, when I say long run, at the minute for me, anything long, as an amateur, as a slow runner, as someone who's just trying to do this to, you know, build fitness and achieve a goal, my definition of long at this point is anything past 7 kilometers. So with that being said, I think we can give ourselves some slack today. I'm going to give myself some slack today, and I'm going to aim between 7 and 8. Doesn't matter how fast we do it. We're just going to go see some sights. That's the aim for this long run today. So with that being said, let's go. Alrighty, I hope we're coming up to like at least 3k now, maybe about 2.5. I haven't checked. I'm trying not to check. I'm just trying to run intentionally, but it's a good time to run actually because the sun is setting. It's very like heavenly in the sky this evening, and it is a bank holiday weekend, which means there's not a lot of cars on the road, so it is peaceful for a change. I'm just planning on keeping the pace like this the entire way, just to get the kilometers in. That's just the aim for today. Breathe. That was 3k. There we go. Breathe, kilometers, and clearing the mind. probably in between 5 and 6, close to 6 now. Just slow and steady. That's all to update you on. We've just made it to 6, and I can only tell you that half a kilometre maybe felt like it was about 12 years long. So I'm tired now from being like semi-okay before. Now I'm feeling it. My knees hurt and my ankles are on their way. But we're going to keep going to 7 as the absolute minimum, and then it's definitely the longest run officially of the week. We're just trying to reach the bare minimum today. We just hit 7, but we're going to carry on to the end of the road because we can. I miscounted. I didn't get all of the beeps, the vibrations from the kilometers that passed. So we didn't do 7k, we did 9. 9.2, and now I'm kind of miffed that I didn't just carry on. It definitely goes to show that the body is stronger than the mind, because I was flagging at what I thought was 6 kilometers, but in actual fact it was 8 at that point. It's a lesson for me to actually check the watch if I am measuring distance. And second of all, I guess we did a lot, not a lot more, but we did more than what we intended to today, which is a pleasant surprise, and my body was able to cope with it, and I actually feel fine. Like, I feel like I've just done 7k because that's what it felt like. That's what my mind thought it was. But of course, it was a little over 9. It's been a nice little week of runs actually this week. I definitely needed that today, and I am glad that we managed to squeeze it in, even though I really was not feeling it at all. Everything today was just pointing in the direction of don't. But we did, and I do feel good for it, and we went even further than we intended to. I would say overall it's been a good week of running, and especially a good start to this little challenge of mine. So that's a bonus. We've got new redness coming in here. I've never seen this before. What our breakdown of the week this week was, because that is something that I kind of want to keep on track of, to see what is going on with that over the weeks as they do go by, because I think that's a nice way to track progress. And also kind of, I want to have like taper weeks where I do just kind of chill out a little bit. So even though we are trying to build this up gradually over time in terms of distance, I do want to kind of just drop it back ever so often, just to allow my body to just chill out, because I do think that is important. And as I've said before, I've definitely burnt myself out when it comes to trying to do too much sometimes in terms of my body and things. As a recap, we've done 3 runs. Run 1 was our tempo 6.02 kilometers. Session 2 was our intervals, which was 6.8 kilometers. Today we did our long, slow run, which was a little bit longer than anticipated, but that was 9.22 kilometers, giving the total week 22.05 kilometers, which actually sounds wild to me. Like, that is, I know that's something that someone can run in like a single run and I applaud those people, but to me that is a significant number at this stage, so I'm very happy with that. Thank you so much for coming along with me on my little run week, my new little challenge and goal. Let's see what week 2 has to bring. Just be a continuation of what we've been trying to do this week in terms of building the habit, because as I said before, I have never run 3 runs a week in a week ever before, I don't think. So this is very new to me in terms of building up this habit, and I want to do it slowly and gradually and not overwhelm myself, as I've said before. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. I'm gonna go and jump in the bath.